Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's MFG Hot Topic. So I'm joined by Sam Bainham from Connect Portal, and we're going to be talking about breaking news and hot topics over the next few weeks. We're going to try and give you a more of a casual, informational, and objective view. So this week, we're going to be talking about COVID-19 prompts radical rethink of manufacturing supply chains. So this is an article that we both came across by BDO LLP. We saw it on Zanut's website, we saw it on Production Engineering Solutions website, and a few other places. So it seems to be something that's really hitting the headlines in UK manufacturing at the moment. So I'll pass it over to Sam. So Sam, what are your views on reshoring, and in particular, what are the effects for SMEs?
Thanks, Rowan. Well, the first thing to note is that it's not a quick fix. We're not going to wake up at the end of lockdown in a few months and it's not suddenly going to be solved. But I think it's good that it's finally a discussion point. It's a shame that it was Brexit and COVID that forced this discussion, but it's good that people are now open and talking about it regularly. Obviously, reshoring is the key word. We had a great discussion last week on Made in Britain Hour on Twitter, which is on Thursdays if anyone wants to check it out. And that was just talking about the benefits of shortening their supply chains, and some really interesting points were brought up there. Likewise, in this article, they're saying 9 in 10 manufacturers are now starting to review their supply chain and actually have a think about that. So, you know, if 90% of companies are actually thinking about it, then it's important that we start to kind of move in this direction now. It's also important to think that, you know, we're not stupid. We're not thinking every single manufacturing organization needs to bring 100% of their manufacturing back to the UK. That's not going to happen. I don't know the answer to this next point, but it'll be very good to hear from our followers and people that are watching this video what our manufacturing focus is going to be. So it'll be great if we can build a, you know, if the UK can be known as a manufacturer of whatever that may be. To, you know, we're full of great innovative new projects and companies and individuals across the country, so it'd be good to hear what people think, whether that's precision engineering, low volume bespoke parts, certain types of tooling, machine tools, electronics, whatever that may be. It'll be interesting to hear everyone's thoughts. But I do believe this working local, finding your local supply chain, shortening the supply chain where possible, there's some huge advantages behind that. I won't go through every single one in detail because I'll be here for hours. But a few key points, again, these were all mentioned last week as we were having this discussion, and they're in the article. So being able to order a product and it being with you within days, the time lag there, the shortening of that time lag is hugely beneficial to both sides of the argument. You can order less, minimum order sizes tend to be lower. Delivery costs are much lower. Don't have to hold as much stock. Your warehouses, space in your warehouses and subsequent costs involved in that will be massively reduced. And if there are any issues with these suppliers, most importantly, you can be on their doorstep within minutes. So you can literally drive around the corner and be like, right, what's going on? Let's have a chat and see what's happening. That can't necessarily happen at the minute if everyone's got their, if you like, all their eggs in one basket and they're relying on other parts of the world. As I kind of said there, it's good to keep your options open. There's loads of local suppliers across the UK. People seem to think of manufacturing in the UK as kind of dying out and no one knows where it is. But, you know, if you just have a look on your doorstep, you'll be pretty amazed at what you can find. So yeah, it's all about spreading the risk, as I say, and not necessarily relying on one supplier. And there's some brilliant companies, brilliant businesses that are out there now trying to support this initiative. I'd recommend having a look at Nick Peters' networking hours, and Mark Weymouth puts a brilliant post up every week, apart from the good news stories. And then obviously we've got your side of the business, so the marketing side. So it'd be interesting to hear what you think about the process and how it's affecting you guys.
No, thanks, Sam. That's a really good overview, and I think this topic is something that's new to me. So I'm learning lots going through this topic, but having done some research on it and an analysis of that amazing BDO research that they've done, I think there are three things that stick out for me and that SMEs should take advantage of when they think about being part of a reshoring process, whether it's for a bigger company or actually reshoring themselves. And I think there seems to be a very big movement on being British made. That's really something that's true to people's hearts at the moment. So really focusing on reshoring, becoming British made, and selling that as a company type philosophy. Sticking a made in Britain sticker on it or a British made sticker on it, something like that, and using that for your own marketing purposes. And I think that's part of a bigger trend. And that's the second advantage, which is being more transparent and having a more visible supply chain, whether it's end-to-end customers in the supermarket or your B2B customers. There seems to be a real trend in people looking at where their goods and services come from and how they put it together, and being able to say to someone, okay, well, this machine was built in Germany, the UK, and these parts came from here. And that seems to be a really hot topic. Really being able to see exactly, how many air miles went into making your products and services, where exactly they came from. Are you supporting the UK? Are you supporting Europe or further afield? So that seems to be something that's really resonating with people at the moment. The third thing is ultimately you want to provide better customer service to your clients. You get better retention rates. You get a higher increase in new orders. So customer service is really at the heart of reshoring for me. And if you are reshoring or part of a reshoring process, you should really bank on the customer service aspect. So, as Sam mentioned, you get quicker turnarounds, you get less language barriers, and ultimately there may be some price advantages which you can pass on to your customers as well. So, I mean, those are three marketing kind of topics and aspects from the reshoring article and the reshoring topic in general. I mean, Sam, from your perspective, you're out there in the field working with your Connex portal. Maybe do you just want to give people a little overview of Connex portal and what you're doing and what it means for the Connex portal?
Yeah, of course. It's interesting that you should say that kind of face-to-face overlap and everything there as well, because that's something that we're really trying to get behind. We don't believe 100% everything should go digital, and we should all sit behind our desks in an office for the rest of our lives and never speak to anyone else ever again. So we're trying to support this work local, finding companies on your doorstep. We've built a platform in which these relationships can grow, and we can build these collaborations and work on unique projects together, if you like. But at the same time, we want to focus on the kind of face-to-face nature of it as well. So you can go and see these suppliers when we're allowed, and you can go and build a few more personal relationships as well. And that's what we're all about here. So we're trying to level this playing field between the SMEs and the larger organization, and the more companies that are reshoring and the more companies that are looking to shore up that supply chain and have options within that supply chain, and that's going to be better for our network, and we're going to be able to shout about that a little bit more and give them this platform to discover these new options, basically. So yeah, we're, as I say, focusing heavily on collaboration over competition at this point, and we're looking forward to moving things forward throughout the rest of the year and beyond.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to get out of lockdown. I'm sure everyone else is in the same boat. So, Sam, massive thanks for your insight and giving us kind of a real world view of what it means for SMEs out on the shop floor. Like I said at the beginning, Sam and I are going to be doing this for the next 4 weeks. So please continue the conversation, like, share, comment, whatever social platform you're on. And we're going to have an exciting time this Friday. Sam, you and I are going to get together and we're going to plan next week's video. So really looking forward to releasing the next one next week. But other than that, thank you very much for stopping by. Have a great day, and we'll speak to you all soon.